everyone, and welcome to another edition of CMP TV. I'm Paul Lucas, Managing Editor of Canadian Mortgage Professional, and chances are if you're watching this video aimed at mortgage professionals here on a Mortgage News website, you're keen to learn more about the industry, even though you probably already work in it. You're looking for ways to maximize your business, to create a better client experience, and ultimately boost your bottom line. So let's think about where we are right now, how to bolster your transactions and in turn enhance your business. Well, there's no better place to start than with the right technology. But you can't come to me for that. You need an expert. And thankfully, we have one today. She's been with FCT for more than 15 years and now holds the position of Vice President for Distribution. She is Kate Wybrow. Kate, welcome to CMP TV. Let's get the ball rolling. Tell us about the pressures in the market right now and how that's impacting appraisals.
When you look at the second half of 2020 and how the volumes picked up, that train hasn't slowed down as we moved into 2021 and is really showing no signs of slowing down as we move into the back half of 2021. That's putting immense pressure on every facet of our mortgage landscape, whether that be underwriting teams, funding groups, closing services like ours, or those solicitors across the country that are facilitating the purchase transactions. It's put a lot of pressure on everybody to keep up with the volume, but I think disproportionately so in the appraisal landscape. And we've seen a big failure point with respect to how appraisals are getting done. And if you take a step back and just look at that appraisal landscape today, you've got fewer appraisers across the country, again, peak volumes that are showing no regular seasonality. Then you've got continued COVID impacts where they can't even access the subject property to conduct the appraisal. So they're having to do these modified full appraisals and totally tweak their business with very compressed turnaround time expectations. So that market, no doubt, has been very challenged, but also really well poised for a change. And at FCT, when we rewind back to 2017, we actually launched 2 unique products in market. And where FCT is unique is that we are the only OSFI-regulated valuation insurance provider in Canada. And that allows us to do things a little bit differently than some of the others in the appraisal space. In 2017, we launched an insured automated valuation model. We call it an IAVM for short. We love our acronyms. Then we also launched our Flex Appraisal product, which is akin to a desktop, but it's like an inverted desktop with a 4-hour turnaround time and still with the appraiser acting on the deal. So we've had those products in market for quite some time now, but because of all of those continued COVID impacts, it's really accelerated some of that adoption and use in market today.
Thanks, Kate. It sounds like a terrific offering and such a great point about the appraisal landscape right now. It's something that we're hearing time and time again from the brokers that we're talking to. But on that subject, if brokers want to take advantage of this appraisal technology, would it limit their lender choices?
I would say absolutely not. As I had just alluded to, we've seen some really broad strokes adoption across this industry, particularly in the broker-originated lender space. FCT now has 30 plus lenders on our kind of cascading valuation model. That would include Schedule A banks, that would include mortgage finance companies, that would include credit unions. And because it's an adaptable product suite, it really allows the lenders that choose to use it to plug and play in a way that makes them comfortable. So they don't necessarily have to use an automated valuation model if their type of lending products doesn't allow them to get comfortable from a risk perspective. They may just choose to use a flex appraisal, where there is still the benefit of having the appraiser on board. So we've been able to really make sure that the lenders utilizing it have full access to the products that they want to leverage. And in doing so now, we've got all of the major broker-originated lenders utilizing the product suite to some extent.
Thanks, Kate. I think you've probably perked a few ears up with that proposition. Tell us how the technology benefits brokers.
Typically, for the broker, they would be getting conditioned for an appraisal or some kind of an appraisal, depending on what the lender required. So then you would go and you would work with, if there was an appraisal management company that the lender required, you would work with them and go into their portal and request it. Or if it's a lender that didn't have a list of appraisal management companies or AMCs, you would just go to whichever appraisers you work with today. The beauty of the products that we have brought into this automated and near automated environment is that it's all done upstream at the lender level. And by that, I mean, the lender is actually going to push the data that we need at FCT to run the deal through our model. And if we can make it eligible at one of the products that that particular lender utilizes, you won't get conditioned for any level of appraisal. We will have taken care of it up front. The valuation will be insured for the lender, and then you would proceed to satisfy the other conditions that you would have on the deal. Now that'll vary lender by lender, which is why we've made that decisioning at that lender initial underwriting phase. And that's kind of how we've tackled it across the 30 plus lenders we have on the platform today. What we believe that allows us to do is get it done faster, making sure that you have less conditions to facilitate, ensuring your borrower has a better customer experience because they don't have somebody coming to their home and needing access to their home to conduct that appraisal. We really think that that's going to drive some of the automation that the appraisal component of our industry is so ripe for. And at FCT, we're really looking to continue that evolution. How do we ensure that we can leverage the expertise of the appraisers that we partner with, but dial up some of the eligibility parameters to make sure we catch as many deals without requiring full appraisals as we can? And that's kind of what we're working on, and we'll continue to plug away for the betterment of our industry for sure.
Thank you, Kate. I mean, that's what we all want, right? The betterment of this industry and for our lives to be a little bit easier too. We hope we've made your lives a little bit easier with this video today. Our huge thanks to FCT, and we'll see you next time here on CMP TV.